Thrive 365. My name is Kevin Metili, and Thrive 365 is about becoming better every single day, pursuing your dreams, and making sure that you hit them. Today, we're going to be having an interview with who else but Phineas. Phineas is the founder of Unmatched Basketball. He is a coach and a trainer, from an aspiring medical doctor all the way to being a basketball coach. I'm gonna get right to that. Tell us from the beginning of your story, man. How did you get into basketball?
It's funny and crazy every single time I get to ask about this. It just takes me back, way back when I was 4 years old. 4 years old. I performed well in class, academics, and my dad was a sports guy, so he bought me a mini hoop and a small basketball. And I used to just shoot around. I never knew what exactly it is because before then I got introduced to badminton. And since we were living in a remote area way back up north.
Okay.
Yeah, so my dad was working right there and my mom too. So like
up north, like up
Kigoma. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, sure. So where we were, like there were a few facilities that would expose you to basketball. So something quick, something my dad could just do, just fix up some nets and just play badminton. Okay. So he introduced me to basketball without him knowing, and we shifted to Arusha. So that's where now, when we're trying to find schools, I saw a school with a basketball court. And right away, I didn't even take time to think about it. I was like, you know what? I want to go right there. Okay. That's where I want to go. So fast forward, most of my learning curve since I was young, it was just me being interested in the sport and spending a lot of times watching people who I adored playing in school because I was in a boarding school. So I watched people play and I would just sit there and just learn something, get better. And without knowing, there's somebody say that you know a baby walks because not only he has legs to walk, but it's an environment he's surrounded with people who are walking. So eventually he gets to walk.
So you're telling me you learned basketball by observation?
Exactly. Mostly of my time is observing, then imitating whatever they were doing. You know. So because if you think about it, like most of my generation, which we grew up, and the generation before, like let's say mini basketball. When I say mini basketball, I mean that kids of age 13 and under.
Okay.
We were not taught basketball with good coaches. There was no good coaching. There was no good coaching systems. So any single time you get exposed to basketball, it's a player you see, it's a brother you know, it's a friend, you know, it's maybe a teacher who is interested in the sport, but he doesn't really know the ethics and the fundamentals of basketball. So the people who taught me basketball are just my bigger brothers in school. So I used to look at them, spend time. Sometimes they'll kick me out because I would spend more time, and it would just hurt me sometimes because like I would just want to learn and just want to be there. So
would you say like do you had that much of the desire?
Yeah, that was much of the desire because mind you, my school we had a primary section and a secondary section, right? So right after our school break, I would literally just go to the basketball court, spend time from 2 p.m. all the way to 3:30, 4. 4, that's when the secondary people come through. Those people, you know, as you're young, there's always like a hierarchy you gotta go through, right? So I had to just stay back and just look at them because they couldn't let me play because I was young, I wasn't skilled that much. So I just used to just adore them play. And the mere fact that it got to a point whereby I could just stay there to a point of just getting kicked out or get late to do other chores in school. That kind of pushed me even much more to like, you know what? No sooner like I get to know this sport, I'm gonna be the best at it. So fast forward, grade 5, I go in the school team for the whole school team, right? Okay,
before we get to getting to the school team, and everything, I'm really interested in that. Did you like have like a dream? Did you like see yourself doing basketball, or was it just like a drive and you're just following that passion?
I think it's a drive and it's an introduction to the sport very early on, and the fact that there's a teacher of mine, he said like, Phineas, this is one sport that you can focus, that not many people can do it a lot, and you can have great success in it, you know? And the mere fact that the things that you just do, it's like effortless to you. The way you learn them, the way you get creative in doing them, the way you just maneuver through, it's just incredible and effortless, right? So you find yourself wanting to do that more and more often. It's not comfortable, but again, it's not that hard of a chore to you from you, right? So like basketball was that one thing, and as growing up, it got me to know a lot of. I used to like to hang out around like older people, like adults and stuff. So like that was one thing that made adults want me to be in a circle.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
yeah. So like I was like, oh, okay. I mean, there's that part of me just want to be a cool kid who just plays a sport, but also there's this other part of me just been driven so hard to exactly know this sport because it kind of meant something and gave me a sense of belonging since a younger age. Yeah.
Brilliant, man.
Yeah.
So going from that, from high school,
Yeah.
from school, what happened next?
Since then, as I told you, getting grade 5, I got in the senior team, and that was a big deal for me.
How did you get to the senior team at grade 5?
Oh man, I mean, it's persistent. It's persistency, man, persistence, and those are the little wins that made me. You know what? I think this sport is mine. You know, like
Started owning it.
Yeah, exactly, and the fact that I could still perform like with all those people, and because they could come in the morning, wake me up. I was the only primary kid woken up, and this guy would take me back to court. And
you're passionate.
yeah, you get my point.
You had the drive, man.
Yeah. So like that really gave me, it's so good from a younger age, finding something that you love and it gives you a sense of belonging and people love you and appreciate you for that since a younger age. So fast forward, went all the way to high school, went through a lot of competitions, networked a lot with a lot of people that right now, you're like, yeah, you remember me playing with you? Like, it's more of that. And then high school, after high school, that's when it started getting a little bit serious. So in a sense whereby I started spending more time in basketball court, I got to get enrolled in the national team, the 3-on-3 national team, and I got to be mentored by a coach that I truly appreciate every single day. Not to say that there's no other coaches that were with me. I would like to also put that out that not only he was the only one who inspired me, but he was with me for the longest time, and for the time that I needed him most, he was there. And those are the times that made me who I am right now.
So there are two things before I go on.
Yeah.
First there is talent and skills and the gifting and somebody comes with the natural thing that we have. Do you believe that everybody has a natural capacity or natural gifting to step out, like how you're stepping out in basketball? Exactly.
I believe everybody's gifted. I believe it's just the right timing and the right environment that could sparkle up that potential. And every single time people ask me or like wanting to know, what's my purpose in life? I tell them, look at what like hurts you most when it's not happening. Look at what drives you the most when you don't see it happening. I think that's your purpose. That's where you can find your gift, and that's where your gift can be like enlarged and maximized. So I think everybody's gifted. Not everybody is in the right environment for the gift to sparkle up and the potential to rise up. Because I believe that's what makes every person like come out to their potential. Yeah.
Wow, you're speaking to me.
Yeah.
I like when you say that, the thing that presses you, it doesn't move, you don't see it working, but there's like a drive in it. Wow,
exactly.
That is really nice.
Definitely.
Now let's go to the mentorship part. I personally believe that it's important for anybody to have a mentor. And to be able to follow the principles, instructions of the mentor. That's how you get to standing in the shoulders of the giants. True. What do you think about mentors? What would you like to say in the area of mentors to young people actually?
To young people, no matter what, you always have you always need somebody who can humble you down. Man, if it's you need somebody who can humble you down. Like, no matter what levels of success you get, there's always somebody who is gonna be harder than you. There's always somebody who's gonna look at you and say, you know what, not yet.
Ouch.
Not yet. You gotta feel that pain, and for the sake of that is that he keeps on reminding you that if you think that's your potential, that's a quarter of it.
It's not even a
Fraction. You get my point? Because those are the people who like can still keep that fire burning. Those are people who can still push you, and they can still remind you that, you know what, man, there's a lot to do. There's a lot to do, and they challenge you. You know, so with mentors, with me, I think it's very important for young people to have those people, because honestly, that to the core is that you just need somebody who can just humble you down, take you back to where you is, and like let you know of your place, and keep building up hunger for you to desire more and more, because that's how you become better.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's, I mean, I would need to take that in.
Yeah.
Like really take that in. So let's go on.
Yeah.
This mentor that you came across at
Yeah.
that time,
Yeah.
I'd like to hear some more.
Yeah, and it's crazy that when I say a mentor right now, it's like during that time, I didn't know it was that. You get
What was in your mind?
He was just a coach to me, right?
Okay.
So like, yes, he was sufficing places that, yeah, I'll consider him like teaching me about finances, teaching us about work and stuff. But in that player's stage, I was like, he's my coach. That's all I considered him for. Because mind you, I didn't have a business to run. I was just playing basketball. That's it. You know. So during all those times, those lessons, right? If I look back, I'm like, this guy was taking me through all these places and making me see all these opportunities, have a different mind, have a different perspective of life. In a whole sense, he's like my mentor right now, you know? And the fact that he's the first guy who told me, you know what? Because there's a days I told him, you know, I want to do this thing for real. I'm going to quit pursuing medicine. I want to do this thing for real.
Man, we were going to come back to that. We're not just going to pass through that.
Yeah.
We're just going to pass through.
Yeah.
We're going to put that on pause.
Exactly.
Let's just go on with what you're saying.
Yeah, so like, and he told me, if you're really about it, get ready to not be cool. But I keep on telling even people right now, success and trying to be cool doesn't really go along.
Ooh. Okay. Success and trying to be cool does not go together at all.
Yeah, exactly. You have to have the hunger to tear down your status quo, who you are, the knowledge of what you know in school, whatever, and get to the core of who you are, to a sense whereby I look at you, I see hunger and desire to learn and trying to get to where you want to be.
Wow.
Despite of how it will make people see you, it will make you feel when people see you do it. Because I'm saying this is because you have to accept that people will hate you, people will go around you, people will befriend you, right? You have to accept the fact that you have to own what you do. Mind you, I was a basketball trainer, but I wasn't used to go around in a public transport carrying my basketball, going for training like 3 p.m. or like 9 a.m. in the morning. Because, hey, everybody going to work, like everybody does a cooler job, and it's not a job I'm doing. So before then, I wasn't comfortable, like people knowing where I'm going. So I would mask myself, put like a casual outfit, and get my gears in the basket in my bag and go. But it came to a point whereby that I had to lift that off. I had to own who I am, right?
You accept
that, and it gave me more freedom.
Wow.
It gave me more perspective of who I want to be. It even infused more hunger. So like, you know what? This is who I am.
This is who I am. This is what I do.
Exactly. This is what I do.
I'm fine with this.
Exactly. Most people are so hard to look that way because they want to be cool. That's why I'm saying success and you trying to be cool doesn't really go along, because in that manner and perspective, you gotta tear down all the status quo, all the pieces of who you know or what you know in school and what degree you got, Because in life, it's more than that. It's more than that.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch this. I'm gonna have to go rewatch this. So let's get to the point where you now are a basketball player.
Yeah.
And now you're moving to becoming a basketball coach.
Yeah.
Now, as a basketball player, what are some of the achievements you made as a player?
Yeah.
And how did you come to turn from a player
Yeah.
to a coach?
Yeah. First, during my high school days, I used to go through a Omiseta and stuff, and I had a higher performance all the way through. And I used to represent because I was studying in Arusha, so we used to compete on regional wise, go to national levels and stuff. So that kind of gave me a great experience, right? And then I got chosen to represent the under-19 team way back, and it wasn't progressive because of again, the program and system of the National Federation was not okay, but that was a great milestone for me to achieve and just be able to you know what, I'm in this. And also, first forward, I got to be chosen to national 3-on-3 basketball team.
3-on-3?
Yeah, 3-on-3 basketball.
What does that mean?
So basketball, it's a 5-on-5 game.
5 players.
Five players. Yeah. But now there's a new game. It's a 3-on-3 players.
Okay.
You're just gonna use a half court.
Okay.
You know. Yeah. So that I was chosen for that, and I pretty much didn't compete nationwide in terms of international competitions, but I got lucky to be now the coach.
Okay.
For the U18 team, I represented as a coach to Rwanda. And I was leading this group of young guys under 18 to Rwanda, and I was the 4th nationwide in about 11 countries. So to me, that was at age 20.
20.
20.
Pause.
Yeah.
What are you doing at the age of 20? Like what?
Yeah.
At age 20, you took a team, you coached the team, you went out of Tanzania, played in Rwanda, and out of 11 teams, you ranked number 4.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's a milestone.
Exactly. To me, again, every single time you take a path of your passion, there are small wins that confirms that that's the right path. You gotta be mindful to observe and see. If you get small wins, those are confidence boosters to let you know that, you know what, it might not look clear enough, but whatever you're going, you're on the right path. So, I mean, that is what even, there's a coach I just kind of counted during my basketball career and stuff, and I kept just asking him, so what should I do? What should I do? And he just kept on telling me, whatever you're doing, you're good. So, you know, whatever you're doing, you're good. So in other words, it's keep doing what you're doing, you experience more, and that's your learning curve right there, you know? Sometimes we think we need to do extra, but we're on the right track.
Woo.
You know?
Yo, let's pause on that. Wow, sometimes
yeah.
we think we want to do extra, but you're good on that.
You're good.
That's it.
You're exactly.
Just stay there.
Exactly. Because we might want to rush the results, but you're speeding up the learning curve that you need right now. You know? You might want to get there, but there's one thing you need to learn right now. So stick to that. As long as you stick to that, man, good things will come your way because it's small increments. I think you might know of this law of Kaizen, taking small steps towards building a bigger goal. So a day by day, keep stacking those days, keep stacking good days. Before you know it, you have a pile of repetition of great work. And that's your resume, and that's your opportunity, and that's your results right there.
Reminds me of a book by Darren Hardy called The Compound Effect.
Yeah.
It says little steps, be consistent. It talks about the law of consistency that, you know, if you try to brush your teeth in 21 minutes on one day, and then try to brush your teeth, and then brush your teeth every single day for 3 minutes, there's a total difference. Same time, but the results are really different.
Exactly.
I mean, you want to 21 minutes.
Exactly.
Wow, this is just
so good. I mean, so that is what I also learned. So I had to the 3-on-3. I took the team to Rwanda, and from that incident, it kind of gave me more opportunities to do courses for 3-on-3 in different regions in the country. So I've been called up to Zanzibar, to Arusha, just teaching them about 3-on-3 all these courses that I've been running all the way through, and up to now here, I'm talking to you. I was appointed by the federation to be the 3-on-3 coordinator nationwide. Something which my mentor.
Nationwide.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Something which my mentor was the head of that position. So I'm literally at what he was doing way back. That's what I'm doing right now, like at the same position.
How old are you right now, Phineas?
Right now, I'm 24, Kevin.
24.
Yeah, I'm 24, Kevin. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Let's talk about failures.
Yeah.
You know, some people might be listening to this and like, well, you're talking about all the successes. And, you know, I want you to tell us, has there been a moment where you're like, I can't do this, I want to quit, I failed in this, you know, this thing is not for me, don't tell me anything, I'm stepping out?
Yeah, first of all, man, following your passion is hard.
Straight up.
Hey, man, following your passion is hard, man. Like, it's really hard being different and just sticking on that road. It's really hard. I keep on telling people.
This is so real, man.
Yeah, man. Like, the decision for me to take my path, it was really hard. Because, trust you, every little thing that was needed for me to go to pursue medicine was already paid for.
Oh, we're gonna come back to that. I remember we said that.
Right.
Let's just go.
Me having all that time and still not being able to talk to my parents about it, that was the hardest thing, man. That was the hardest thing. I was like, are you really sure? And mind you, I wasn't making a lot. I wasn't making a lot at all.
You were making some, but not a lot.
Exactly.
Some money.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And is it really the thing? That's where your questions are. And you come back and see how much impact you made, how much freedom you have, how much joy you have personally. You're like, it's better off this than doing something daily with a lot of sorrow, a lot of sadness, and not even seeing a future ahead. So with this other part, I could have happiness, I could have joy, I could see the next day, which is so important if you're in a place whereby you.
That is so true.
Exactly. You gotta be able to at least hope for the next day and see the next day and see what you can do the next day, how better you're gonna become the next day. And that is what kind of gave me a go ahead to do it. And there was a lot of hate from all the relatives and stuff because of the expectations of who I'm gonna become. But right now, they're kind of witnesses of what is happening right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
So guys, we'll be right back. This is Thrive 365. Don't move. The next time when we come back, we're gonna be talking. We're gonna really know from medicine to basketball how did that shift happen. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Thrive 365. We're with Phineas, the founder of Unmatched Basketball. He's a coach and a trainer. And this section of the interview, we're going to look into his shift from medical doctor to basketball. Let's talk about that shift.
I had a dream also to become a medical doctor because like...
You had a dream?
I had a dream, yeah, exactly. And one of my aunties inspired me also to like, to persevere and pursue this dream. So there was a great belief in success in that. But there's always a moment of realization of what you want. Like, I think that hit me early, and some basketball picked it up as early as it can be and gave me purpose, and it cemented my decision to like what I really want, So there's something that you want for the sake of having success in life and not to be in a place, a position whereby you're not in debt or you're having a good life, right? And there's something that just pushes you in terms of the person's sake to just do it no matter if you're gonna be successful or not. You're still gonna do it because you just love it.
It's like an inner drive.
Exactly.
So what would you tell the people who now are, they are supposed to study, or they are going towards something, like they're studying medicine or they're studying something,
Yeah.
but also they have a certain drive, you know, like what do they do? What should they do at that moment?
Be real. Yeah, be real to yourself, because again, it might be for somebody's sake. That's why you're pursuing what you're pursuing right now. It might be for your status quo, you know. It might be because you saw your admiration because you saw a doctor doing bad medicine is good, is looking cool.
Do some evaluation.
You're right. Do some inner evaluation. Wow. Your inability to not ask yourself questions is to me kind of regarded as stupidity sometimes.
I like that.
You know, why things are this way? Why is this? Why am I taking this? Why have I been the same level? Why am I not feeling happy every single time I'm pursuing this stuff? Your inability to question and gauge that, it doesn't really differentiate you from somebody who is a little bit, sorry to say, stupid, you know? Because you have to understand that in the end of the day, it's in great happiness and joy that you can be able to get creative and do something that can impact the people you want, you know? It might be the same impact, but a different route, right? Maybe all you want to do is help people, all right? In the end of the day, that's why you got to medicine. Kumbe, there is something else that you can pursue to that can give the same results. But because of maybe a closed mind or a push from somebody or a status quo, you'd want to pursue that for the sake of how people would see you, which is what people go wrong almost a hundred times, right?
I think when you come to the word stupid, I think I've been stupid sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
When I know that this is not the one.
Yeah.
But I know there are reasons.
Exactly.
My inability to ask myself questions and be clear.
Yeah.
You know, even though I'm doing this, I know this is for a time and a season.
Exactly.
But this other thing, this is the thing.
Exactly.
You know? So if you kind of feel like you know you were also kind of stupid, sorry to say, but I would just say I've been there too, and many a times we get on that section. You know?
Exactly.
You know, so let's go to now. You now coming to find or to start Unmatched Basketball. How did that start?
So as I got into basketball coaching, all right, I was working for somebody, a friend of mine, and we worked to a point whereby, again, it felt like I had a bigger vision.
Okay.
And this is why I tell you every single time, when you can see the next day, that's one of a confirmation that you're in the right place. I could see a bigger picture, way more than what he would see. And every single time I would share the idea, it felt like as if it's been undermined. But it's for the greater cause of us all. You get my point. So that's what I felt, honestly. And that's when I decided to you know what? I think I have a great leverage of clients to start something on my own. You know.
Wow.
But again, why am I studying this thing?
You had to ask yourself
that exactly. Why am I studying this thing?
Before we go to that question, to that section of the content which you're about to share, how important do you think the why question is?
Because people don't quit because they cannot do things. It's because they forget why they started.
Wow.
Yeah. So people get tired. People give up because they forget just why they started.
Don't know why. What's the reason?
It's not because they're not potentially good to do it. Nah, they are equipped to do it. They forget why they start things. And when you forget why you start things, it's so hard to keep it consistent.
You don't get the fuel to move on.
So
the why gives you the purpose to step out and keep on even when the going gets hard. Keep going.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Knowing why, it's very important because it defines your whole journey.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's great.
Exactly.
So let's go to the Unmatched Basketball. Let's go on from where we left off.
Yeah. So I had to ask myself, why am I doing this? Why am I starting something new? If I'm going to start something new, why is it? What's the difference between what I'm starting with other programs that are ahead of me? why am I focused into the specific field? With what I chose, I chose to do skills training only. A recap of what I'm doing is that I'm a skills trainer. In basketball, I think to me there are three places. There is a coaching place aspect. There is a skills training aspect. There is a player.
Okay.
All right. So a coach coaches a team. A skills coach or skills trainer trains individual players. All right. And now you can have this group of players together who are skilled, who can form a team whereby a coach can coach that.
Wow. So it's like a
Exactly. So I make it easier for a coach
to be able to get players that are skilled.
Okay. All right. For the team to be perfect and good, because without skills you cannot infuse team plays that can make a team win.
I mean, this is like the game of life.
Exactly. So I'm that guy who mediates between the coach and the player. So that position was so rare to be found in not only Tanzania, Africa at all.
Wow. So you saw that opportunity.
Exactly.
You saw that I can bring something to this section.
Exactly. So that's why my program was different. That's why I started, because this thing is not here. There wasn't more of this. And for us to perform better nationwide, we need skilled players. Because mind you, we Tanzanians are not athletic like West Africans. You know, we're not, body size wise, we can be. Exactly. So we're not as much taller as them, we're not gigantic, we're not athletic that much, but we're explosive, we're fast, we can run, we got speed. And exactly, you got some strength, and we can be skilled enough, no matter how big and tall you are, we can still maneuver through and make it right.
Reminds me of a quote by, I think, Jim Rohn. He says, I don't remember, I don't think it's Jim Rohn. Make up in numbers what you lack in skill.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically, where you're good at, maximize it.
Exactly. So, to me, that was my great call. And that's my great purpose. Get as much skilled younger players to this country and see how we can develop that into the team where it can help us represent the country in different competitions. Hence Unmatched Basketball.
Why naming it Unmatched Basketball?
Because it's different. It's something not out of the norm. It's not like any other program you would find in a lot of places. And all these words came about to Unmatched. A short story about this, which I don't think a lot of people know about. September 2018, I attended a seminar. All right, me and you go to the same church.
Yeah. Let's talk about that.
So it was Wordfest.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I was there trying to ask God again, mind you. All this time I'm trying to find a word for define why, get a name for your thing. That name is gonna speak out for how you're gonna do anything in that field.
Okay.
All right. So I wanted something different and all that, but I kept on meditating. I was like, you know what? Let me put God into this again. God, I want something that can give a meaning to what I'm doing. So I remember writing down my diary, because I was there early, and I searched the word different in Google, right? So it gave me a lot of synonyms, and I wrote down those synonyms on the book, right? So as the preacher comes in the pulpit, he says the first word he says, right? May you all have an unmatched grace.
Whoa! So in church, you're just out there just Googling something, trying to think of the name for your business, for your brand.
Exactly.
And then the preacher comes up,
and
he just says something that resonates to what...
I wrote it down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, right on, I was like, you know what? Let's go with this.
Wow.
It could be something else, trust me. But once he confirmed that with me, I was like, right on the way. I think this is what can carry the meaning and purpose of what I'm doing, and not only in basketball, but in how I just help individuals see life in a different spectrum. That's it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It feels to me like your faith is something very important to you.
When
You
you
know?
go to places and try to see a journey that you don't exactly know the destination, you gotta believe in yourself, and to me that's faith. You gotta believe in what you don't see and keep on hoping, right? I think that's what defines faith. Hoping for some things that we cannot really see them, but you still sticking to them because you believe so much this is the right place.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think that's, to me, that was my navigating torch, like, and light towards where I want to go. So I'm a good believer in God, and I think that's an added value. Just
Wow. I like that. I
yeah,
think
to-
that's an added value.
yeah, to a journey that really has a lot of straight paths.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And to be honest, if we're talking about faith here,
Yeah.
I believe, I believe that we are created by an ultimate being.
Exactly.
That,
Definitely.
That we can find. We're not an accident here. We
Yeah.
just didn't appear.
Exactly.
So there is a purpose.
Definitely.
And there is potential that you have and capabilities that
Yeah.
you can step out there
Yeah.
and bring it out, because the world is looking for what
Exactly.
you have, what I have.
Exactly.
So if we sit on these things,
Yeah.
somebody somewhere out there
Definitely.
is searching for an answer that
Yeah.
I have, that you have.
Exactly.
And I believe that we have that mission to go out there and bring out that which was designed and
Very
incorporated
true.
in us.
Very true.
That's just brilliant.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Very true. So fast forward, I started Unmatched Basketball, and the next year now, I attended different camps. I was able to do my first girls camp also that year.
Oh, you train girls as well.
Yeah, I train girls as well. And again, my mission was, a lot of girls don't get enough opportunities to be trained as much.
I said that as well because I'm like,
Yeah.
you wouldn't really find in our nation, right?
Yeah,
If I'm mistaken,
exactly,
correct me. You
exactly.
wouldn't really find girls playing basketball or
Yeah.
even empowered to do that.
Yeah.
Saying it as well is like, whoa, this
Yeah.
is good. This is an
Yeah,
opportunity
exactly.
for girls to also,
Exactly.
So if they're like looking into basketball, it's
Yeah.
an open space.
Very true.
Break
very
the
true.
bias.
Very true.
International Women's
Very
Day.
true. Very true. Yeah, because I felt growing up, I've never really seen a girls' basketball camp. Period.
Wow.
All right. So that to me was my first, and you know what? I was like, not only create a girls' camp where you can just train them skills, but these girls have different issues they face every single time. They need a platform. Sports can be a platform that they can confide into, bring up that sisterhood that they can have different friends talking to them and people coming in talking to them also. So to me, my girls camp is like a platform in a whole.
Wow.
Trying to maximize knowledge that can suffice them in their whole entire being. We teach them basketball, leadership skills, financial literacy. We put it right there. All this stuff is to make sure when you're out of there, even though you're not gonna play basketball as your career, you're gonna leave the lessons that we taught you, and they're gonna help you. Period. That's it.
So to me, it looks like Unmatched Basketball is not just about just playing the basketball,
Exactly.
and gaining the skills as
Exactly.
a player, but
Exactly.
it's gaining the skills as a person pursuing life, becoming
For sure.
better in life.
For sure.
Getting a platform to connect.
Exactly.
Make friends.
Definitely.
Get those life skills.
Yeah, because before, again, I keep on saying this, before a player comes to the court, he's from somewhere, or she's from somewhere, be it school, home, whatever, or work, whatever. They go through some things before coming there. If coming there doesn't equip them to go back and be shrewd in how they take upon life after they encountered us as coaches, we're not doing anything, we're not doing them justice at all, because before a player comes to you, wengine hawajala, wengine they don't have fare, wengine their families are not going right, wengine the parents are divorced, whatever. There's a lot of issues, So they have one place that they can come through that they feel they're wanted, they're loved, but also they're challenged in terms of knowledge that, 1, 2, 3 can help you as an individual. This is how you can see life, and life can react to you in a positive way, and you become successful. Or you can solve the situation you have at home, anything. So it becomes even more than basketball. Basketball, it becomes family, it becomes a whole plethora of a platform that can help different people.
You're painting the picture for me right now,
Yeah.
seeing it. So let's talk about you're also training kids.
Exactly.
And young boys as well. Let's talk about those
so
two programs.
We as Unmatched Basketball, we have different sub programs.
Okay.
So we have the Kids Got Game.
Kids Got Game.
Yeah, Kids Got Game majorly is kids 5 to 14 years of age. We have the program that runs throughout the week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, located at opposite the U.S. Embassy, Tanzania basketball grounds. Main focus is to have these kids nurtured up with skills, but also life skills also, we have kids there who, trust me, we have created an environment whereby they can confide to us how is their day at school. Sometimes they come to us, they don't even want to train, they just want to spend time, And I'm glad to say that I have coaches who are helping me out to a sense whereby I even have meeting with them, right? Training them that, this is what a kid thinks. This is how a kid thinks, right? So these kids come to us not necessarily for basketball, like most of the times. Most of them come for basketball, but some of them to just hang out, Kids nowadays have a lot of schedule ahead of them. Got swimming, computer, karate, whatever. They have a lot,
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, there's no time to just, during the week, because it's always during the weekends that's where they get to play. But there's no time during the weekday that can just be them, have friends, talk about movies, whatever, sports, have fun, run around.
Add to that social media, TikTok, Instagram,
Exactly.
and everything.
Exactly. So that's the only time you block all that negative, sources, and they get to be who they are.
And it feels to me like you're being more than a trainer. You're getting into the space of being a parent.
Exactly. I mean, a coach is a parent. In the end of the day, we get to hear a lot of stories about different players, and mostly with kids, I wanted to be a friend to them, not a brother, like a friend. We can talk about a whole lot of stuff, and we can see a way we can solve them together. I can tell them my issues sometimes, and just to tell them, if I can open up to you, you can open up to me. And trust me, it has helped us a lot in trying to help a lot of kids go through what they're going through right now.
Has that improved their academically? How has that influenced them?
They're active. They're more hands-on in terms of confidence-wise. That contributes a lot in your academics progresses. And as much as we're trying to tell them about basketball, that's on our part. And we're trying to make sure that these kids are successful in that too, because at the end of the day, our program is not for our own sake. It's for the kids and the parents' sake.
Wow.
Like I always try to say, these kids come first more than us, right? So we have to make sure that they're successful. I didn't say basketball-wise, I just say successful as individuals, and that's all, So like we have a kids program, we have a boys camp. We have camps. We have boys camps only. We call it 25-8, all right? Which is right here. I wore the t-shirt. We have a girls camp called She Got Game.
She Got Game.
Yeah. And all these camps, we normally do them during summer. I'm talking about June all the way to July. Also, we have like an all-star camp whereby the best players from these two camps. We combine them during December and group them together to a place where they sleep there and train them basketball and stuff. We have tournaments. We do tournaments, because I'm part of a 3-on-3 tournament coordinator. I have tournaments that I run so far. And lastly, we tour around the country during a certain period of time of the year. Main kwamba in basketball, Dar es Salaam is the mecca of basketball, So there has to be people who are getting out from here, going to different regions, right? Talking to these people, teaching them basketball, and getting the experience of what is happening here, And to me, that has really helped me a lot because it grew my social media influence. Again, I have people from different places like Korogwe, Zanzibar, Iringa, Arusha, Dodoma, Mwanza. I have all these people here coming into me and just supporting my programs, my platform, and it adds a lot much value to who I am as a program and develop me and get me clients. And so far, that is what we've been doing so far right now.
Wow, man, you guys are on a run.
Yeah.
There's so much in store for you guys.
Exactly.
And for the nation as well. I think the sports industry right now needs a lot of this.
Exactly.
Maybe you can touch about that before we can tell everybody how they can reach you and reach Unmatched Basketball and what's going on Unmatched Basketball right now and all that.
As for the nation, Mike, my goal was when I started Unmatched Basketball is I'm gonna do basketball in a position whereby if you were to do something like mine's, you'd have to raise your standard. If you wanted to do something in a higher standard like mine, you had to overcome my standard. Without you knowing, you have leveled up to basketball.
The timing.
You get my point?
We need some competition.
So we need that competition in a sense whereby it produced standard, it produced the development of basketball-wise, of basketball in the country, So I have, honestly, let's say, to a great amount, made that happen right now. I see people trying to put some excellence in their content, how the events and stuff. Before them, somebody would just put out stack stuff on social media. So I see it, and I'm like, that's what I'm saying. Like, be it people are telling you or not, you're doing a great job, because either ways you inspire them.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of people that really don't talk to you or don't say anything to you that really look up onto you. So keep on doing whatever you're doing. Keep doing whatever you're doing, because trust me, man, you never know. The fact that you just put it out there, it's for somebody, and that person will see it, and you would motivate them. The fact that they just don't say, they don't give you feedback, it doesn't mean you should stop doing it.
Wow.
It doesn't mean you're not impacting them. So do it for the sake of the people that cannot say anything back to you. But trust me, you are helping a lot of people getting better in what they do.
Man, yo.
Yeah.
So what's going on in Unmatched Basketball? How can people reach you?
Yeah.
What programs do you have right now? Your accounts as well.
Yeah. So
just give it all.
Yeah. So we have accounts on Instagram and Twitter where it's Unmatched Basketball, one word, and that's where we can get to see our progress so far, and through that we can communicate if you want training, because we provide training, individual training, team training, kids training, or group training, any basketball training. Just let us know about it. We consult on if you want to start a camp or you want to start a tournament. If you want consultancy, we can provide you that. And also, if you want to partner with us, we're through our email, unmatchedbasketball@gmail.com. It's unmatchedbasketball, one word, lower cases. We can communicate and get to a point whereby we can partner with you if you want to do anything concerning basketball or impacting the youth, because that's what Unmatched Basketball is all about.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'd like to thank my team, You know, it's very important to like get you nice. It's not a one-man show right now. Thanking my team, Mega. I have my sister Nema. I have Irene. I have Omar. I have the guy called Chacha. All those people, you know, my coaches, Coach Karim, Coach Daudi, Coach Saif. I thank you so much because these guys, they're doing a whole lot right now. Before then, it was just me and my vision, you know. But there's a time. This is what important. There's a time for you self-employed people. Get people on your board, man. It saves a whole lot of time, a whole lot of pressure. It helps a lot. Don't deceive them by you saying, I'm gonna pay yourself. Just be true, be real, right? Be real. And let them know your vision and let them buy into it. Trust me, 2 or 3 people are enough to buy into it. And before you know it, there's a time you just need people on board to get things moving and to get things far, you know? So I think that's also something that sticks to, because I was a guy who was so picky because I wanted people who can really get my standard and my excellence, right?
Wow.
So I wouldn't just let anybody, because I've played basketball with them, I would let them realize what they're getting themselves into and keep on examining them. Do they really buy in the vision? By looking at them, what are they telling? What are they advising me right now? What do they have? So like when I see them as my team, because I see my team every single time they come up with different ideas, they get creative. Why shouldn't we do this? Why should we? So it's a person who thinks about what you're doing, thinks about the vision, and I make them feel part of the vision and they own the vision, and the results is amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
That's great.
It's amazing.
I love the acknowledgement.
Yeah.
Realizing that it's not a one-man show.
It's not a one-man show, yeah. And to a certain point, to move and get to where you want to be, you need people on your team. So yeah, there's always that negligence of, let me just do this because nobody understands how I just do stuff. Trust me, kuna watu ukiwaelekeza wanaelewa and they can get you there, you know. So I appreciate you so much for like always just nagging me and trusting me to. We've been on this road for a longer time, and part of it just keeps on inspiring me also. Like there are people who like they really want to give you a platform to just share your story, and maybe again, as every single day I go to court, saying there's a soul that needs saving, and through basketball I can help that soul get better. That's why I wake up every single day, go to court. Be it I have a client or not, I believe kuna mtu nitamkuta, nitampa kitu ambacho it's life saving. Be it basketball wise, or just in life, just through talking.
What a heart.
Yeah, so
what a heart. I think we're just going to drop your handles, personal handles, if you want to follow you personally.
Sure.
You just shared Unmatched Basketball.
Sure.
Thank you very much for being in this interview all this time. You know, Thrive 365, it's about every single day of your life getting better. And he's literally just showed us how you can, you know, move from a place where you have no clue, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, okay, medical doctor, basketball, still pursuing that, starting something, failing, getting mentors, talked about mentors.
Definitely.
And now he's doing it.
Yeah.
You can too. You just need to believe in yourself, right?
Exactly.
You know, and get mentors.
Exactly.
That's really important. You know, I remember what you said about, you know, what did you say about the quote about humbling yourself? You know, being humble.
Yeah, you always need somebody in life who can humble you down.
Who can humble you down.
You always need
somebody.
somebody.
About, you know, you've mentioned about the coaches, and then you've mentioned about, you know, being in church.
Exactly.
These are all platforms and people who are actually what?
Humbling down. Like you always need higher knowledge that can challenge you, you know. Quit staying at the same place and being the smart in the room, you know. So yeah.
So thank you very much. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you can be able to get the next interview and the next interview and the next interview, and hopefully you're gonna have another one sometime soon to know how much you progress.
Of course.
And until next time, this is Thrive 365. Your host Kevin Matili. See you.